Magento is an open-source e-commerce platform written in PHP. Magento source code is distributed under Open Software License. Magento was acquired by Adobe in May 2018 for $1.68 billion. More than 150,000 online stores have been created on the platform. The platform code has been downloaded more than 2.5 million times, and $155 billion worth of goods were sold through Magento-based systems in 2019. As of April 2021, Magento holds 2.32% market share in global e-commerce platforms. If you are new to this channel, my name is Max Pronko. I work in software development for about 16 years. I worked at Magento for 5 years as a Magento developer and built Magento 1 customizations and performance improvements, and the Magento 2 platform itself with primary focus on backend functionality. Back in 2017, I started this channel to show the possibilities of Magento 2 platform. Back then, there wasn't any technical documentation or public information available for developers to know how to customize Magento 2. It was mostly Magento 1 developers who were willing to apply Magento 1 practices to build custom Magento 2 stores. Magento employs MySQL or MariaDB relational database management system, the PHP programming language, and elements of the PHP frameworks. It uses multiple other PHP frameworks such as Laminas and Symfony. It applies the conventions of object-oriented programming and model view controller architecture. Magento also uses the entity attribute value model to store data. Magento 2 introduced the model view model pattern to its front-end code using the JavaScript library Knockout.js. Learn Magento the right way is going to be not a single video, but rather a series of videos, if you like. Episodes. We will explore Magento 2 possibilities and best practices on how you can customize the platform and build new functionality without breaking the code. Let's start with some basics. Let's create a new folder, Mage Mastery, where we will locate our new extension. And this extension is going to be called Orders Products. Inside this directory, let's create a registration PHP file that is going to be responsible for registering our extension or folder and marking it as a Magento extension. It's one of the two files that are required to be created, and we will use Magento Framework component registrar class in order to register our component that is our Magento 2 extension, and we will provide a type of a component, a name of a component, Mage Mastery Orders Products, and location of this component. Second file, it's a configuration file. It's under etc directory, and this file is called module.xml. Inside this file, we have to provide XML node called module with the name of our component, Mage Mastery _orders products. And that's it. We could also provide a list of configuration dependencies inside this module XML node. However, it's not required for this episode and for this scenario. When we would require dependency to a particular module, configuration dependency, we will add it into the module.xml file. Magento 2 provides a mechanism to extend existing functionality, and one of these functionalities is customer account pages, and we will create a new customization for this customer account, and this first customization is going to be located inside view frontend layout directory, and it's going to be a configuration file called customer account.xml. It's a layout file where we will place configuration that will add a new customer account navigation menu item where we could locate our new page. In Magento 2, layout XML files are used to define, modify, or extend the page structure. One of the key elements in these files is reference block XML node, which allows us to modify existing blocks, and the block XML node, which enables us to add new ones. Reference block is used to reference an existing block within the layout and apply modifications to it, such as adding child blocks, changing templates, or updating arguments. Let's say we want to update the title of the breadcrumbs block. Here we are modifying the breadcrumbs block by assigning it a custom template. The block node allows us to create new blocks inside a specified container or within an existing block. We can also add a custom block. In this example, class attributes define the block class, name attribute assigns a unique name to the block, and template attribute specifies the template file used for rendering. We can also add a child block to an existing block. We can use reference block to insert a new child block inside an existing block. Here is an example on how to add a child block. Now, custom child is nested inside the custom block. We can also use arguments node to define custom arguments for a block. How it works? These arguments are passed to the block class, and when Magento renders the block on the front end, it uses the provided arguments to control the block's behavior. For example, the pass argument might be used to the block's PHP class to create a link, while the label argument could be used to set the text displayed for that link. The sort order argument is used to control the position of the link relative to other blocks. How blocks use arguments in PHP? In the block's PHP class, these arguments are accessible using the getData method of the block instance. For example, getDataPass retrieves the pass argument, label you can retrieve the label argument, and getDataSortOrder retrieves the sortOrder argument. By passing arguments in the layout XML, you can easily customize the behavior of blocks without modifying their PHP classes directly. This provides flexibility and allows you to reuse blocks in different contexts with varying configurations. This approach is particularly useful for passing dynamic values that change per block or instance, such as URLs, labels, or sorting parameters. So let's go ahead and add required structure. So inside body XML tag, let's add reference block. Name of this block, customer account navigation. So once we refer to the customer account navigation, we can go ahead and add our own block, and we can reuse existing class. It's going to be a class from Magento customer module. And this class is responsible for helping us to render a menu item. And this class is sortLink. There is a class and interface. We're going to use interface. And we also have to provide a name of the block. So this name is going to be Mage Mastery, orders, products, navigation, products, link. It could be any name. However, I decided to use a unique name that starts with a vendor name, module name, and some additional information for this block for us to understand what is the name of this and purpose of this block. Inside arguments, we have to add additional configuration. First of all, this is going to be a path to our page. It's a URI to our controller. Actually, I can copy. A second argument is a label. This is going to be orders products. We can add my orders products. And the third one is sort order. A type is a number, and we can add something like 10. For the path, This path is going to be used when we will create a action controller. But as of now, let's go ahead and name this path as customer account orders products. Magento 2 comes with a built-in command line interface or CLI, which allows you to manage and control your store efficiently. Instead of navigating the admin panel for every change, you can execute powerful commands right from the terminal. The CLI script is located in Magento's root directory and you can run it using php bin/magento. This will list all available commands. So what can you do with bin Magento? Here are some of the most useful commands. We can do cache management such as clear, enable or disable cache with bin Magento cache flush command or bin Magento cache clean command. We can do reindexing, rebuild indexes for better performance with bin Magento indexer reindex command. We can deploy static content with the help of bin Magento setup static content deploy command. We can enable disable modules. We can run upgrades and maintenance commands such as bin Magento setup upgrade or bin Magento maintenance enable. We can even create or update admin users with the bin Magento admin user create command. And when we work with Magento, we have to make sure that with every change we do into the configuration, like customer account.xml file or module.xml, we clear cache, or in our case, we have to enable module Mage Mastery orders products with the command bin Magento module enable that we will execute, and our module is going to be enabled in the Magento system. And with the new module, let's also execute bin Magento setup upgrade. And on the customer account page, there is a new menu item added with our customization that came from our Magento 2 extension, My Orders Products. If you do love to get updated, you can subscribe to my newsletter where I will send interesting information about software development and Magento series. In the next episode, we are going to learn about Magento controllers and routes in Magento 2.